Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. Today is Wednesday, September the 28th. Today is National Drink Beer Day.
That's a good day.
I do know some folks who do that every day, by the way. National Good Neighbor Day, which you should do every day as well. National North Carolina Day. National Strawberry Cream Pie Day.
Yum.
That sounds so good. And National Women's Health and Fitness Day today as well. All of those things happening on this Wednesday. And I have a guest joining me, Jill Hennessy. This should absolutely have been a Movie Star Monday, but when we scheduled it, it landed today. So here it is. She's been in so many amazing things. A lot of TV programs. So Law and Order. She's been on there for a long time. Crossing Jordan, another program that was called Shots Fired. She was on the pilot episode of Yellowstone. Kevin Costner asked her to do that. She was on a program called Madam Secretary, The Good Wife, and now a new program with Kevin Bacon. I think it's maybe the second season of City on a Hill. I believe it just came out last Friday, season 2. Going to chat with her all about that coming up.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At BetterCreditCards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. It's a situation every new parent has faced. After falling into a deep, deep sleep, the baby has awakened and just won't stop crying. Being held, swaddled, sung to,
so
nothing
stressful.
helps. Now it seems scientists in Japan have finally figured out a secret to success. They say a 5-minute walk followed by cuddling in a chair is the key to get that crying baby back to sleep. A study determined that holding and carrying a crying baby works better than simply cuddling because it causes psychological changes, including slowing their heart rate.
Oh.
This phenomenon is known as transport response. It's also seen in dogs and monkeys, by the way. So if you've got a crying dog or monkey,
to know.
That might work as well. Researchers observed that when these animals pick up their infants, they start walking, their bodies of the young tend to become docile. Docile? How do you say it?
Docile. It would be docile.
There you go. I don't know how to say that word. And their heart rate's slow. That's when they realized, hey, if it works for monkeys, maybe it would work for us.
If it's good enough for monkeys, it's good enough for us.
And they're saying, so you can give it a whirl if you want.
All right.
If you want. All right. Surveys and studies and such. I don't know what's going on. Brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not 50, 15, 1-5. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. Heidi, did you know Ferrari has produced their very first ever SUV? But don't dare call it that.
Ferrari SUV.
Yeah, legendary Italian automaker will not call it that.
Okay.
But it is a 4-door production vehicle. It has seats for 4 people and space for cargo, like an SUV, but they will not call it that. Features 4-wheel drive, like a lot of SUVs, and a V12 engine capable of cranking out 715 horsepower. Okay, that's not something most SUVs have. The company's sporting and racing history, Ferrari, insists that it is not unsophisticated sport utility vehicle. The Ferrari Pur Sangue, I don't know how you say that. It means pure blood in Italian. It might look like a crossover SUV, but the company is calling it a car. Okay. It's a Ferrari. That's what it is. All right. Well, good to know.
Good for them.
So you guys invented a new car. It's just like an SUV, but it's not. It's
a new
Ferrari.
car that's just like other cars that already exist.
All right. Well, there we go. We don't know everything, but now we know this.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by channelsurfertv.com. Dave Chappelle, this was in the news a while ago, and this is the weird thing.
Chappelle.
They say he may have been in more danger than initially suspected when he was assaulted at the Hollywood Bowl. This was back in May.
Yeah.
A roommate of the attacker testified last week that Isaiah Lee had used the same replica handgun with a hidden blade to stab him in the abdomen.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Roommate Dijon Washington said Lee grew increasingly erratic in the months before the attack on Chappelle. Things escalated December 2nd between the two when he stabbed his roommate. A judge ruled there is sufficient evidence for Lee to try Lee for the attempted murder of Washington. So even if he doesn't get in as much trouble with the Chappelle thing, that he can get in a lot of trouble for the other at least. Pat Sajak appears to be ready for his last spin on Wheel of Fortune. 75 years young. He said recently, in most television shows by this time, you would have said that's probably enough, but this show will not die. Wheel of Fortune began in 1975. Sajak came on board in 1981. His 4-decade tenure and co-host Vanna White have become the faces of the game show. Looking ahead, he said, we're getting near the end. It's been a long time. We're not going to do this for another 40 years. So I just think that would be weird to not have them, but
wouldn't it? It would be so weird.
But they deserve to be able to.
Well, of course they do.
Hey, maybe I could do the thing, and then you could You could spin my letters. What do you think? No. Okay.
Probably not.
I don't even know what I'm talking about. Big screen, little screen. Brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At BetterCreditCards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Time now for the scoop of the day. It comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Pizza Hut has responded to Taco Bell's Mexican pizza with their own new 300-calorie per slice Italian pizza.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're like, oh, you guys have a Mexican pizza? Well, we have an Italian pizza. And it's better, and it's bigger, and it's 300 calories a slice seem like a lot to you? That seems like a lot.
You know, honestly, for a slice of pizza, it's probably not insane. I'm sure it's not good, but
sounds like a lot. Oh, by the way, Pizza Hut and Taco Bell are both owned by the same company. So, you know, there's people online talking about, I can't believe they're doing this. And there's a feud. I'm like, no, it's called marketing, and they're probably all smiling right now and doing high fives in the boardroom. A study says the average woman spends 5 of their 168 hours per week in a bad mood. So if you do more than 5, you are above average, Heidi. And by the way, it's usually because of dumb things said by men like me. In other news, thank goodness we're changing the subject, a Florida highway was covered with beer cans. A Coors Light beer truck overturned, and there were cans everywhere. Can you imagine driving over the hill seeing that?
No.
That would be kind of crazy to see. Taylor Swift is in the news, and this is kind of an interesting thing. I wonder if this has ever happened before. Taylor Swift, see, we don't usually talk about music here, but it's not just music. Taylor Swift supposedly turned down an offer to perform at the 2023 Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh.
I wonder if anyone's ever turned down that honor in the past, because there's a lot of people who would probably love that opportunity. But I thought that was fascinating. Instagram was down for over an hour, like a little over a week ago, and a lot of folks got work done that day, which was crazy. Scoop of the day comes your way courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not 50, 15, 1-5. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday. Our guest today, Jill Hennessy, has been on a bunch of great programs like Law & Order, Crossing Jordan, and many, many more. And she's got another program that's done quite well on Showtime. Season 3 is out right now, and it's Jill Hennessy and Kevin Bacon and several other amazing people. Jill, tell me a little bit about City on a Hill.
Oh, man. Okay, this is a very gritty drama set in the 90s in Boston, starring Kevin Bacon, who plays this incredibly offensive, disgusting, corrupt FBI guy. And my character happens to be married to him. It's a very tumultuous, not very happy marriage, which probably goes without saying, but a hell of a lot of fun to play as an actor. And let's see, Aldous Hodge plays a prosecutor from Brooklyn with very, very strong morals, in a nice contrast to Kevin's character. And he's sort of trying to clean up the very corrupt scene out there in Boston. And it's some of the best writing I've seen. Some of the performances are phenomenal. Kevin Bacon just eats it up, and he's just so much fun to play with. It's nice playing with somebody who's like one of the nicest people you'll ever work with. And you see his work on the show, and he just comes off as such a disgusting human being. But it's a crowd pleaser. I highly recommend it.
And as you look at the cast, amazing cast, but one of the things that I really like, it's based in the 90s, and it's like the real 90s. It's not like a fictitious false 90s.
Oh, it's wild. I mean, on our set, too, you should take a tour of our set, because I do scenes in the kitchen, say, where my character's at home. And I'm on the phone, and I'm dealing with this mounted wall phone with this long cord. The cord must be at least 20 feet long. And it's all, tied up in a spiral. And I've got to walk around with this phone. And I'm talking to the director. I'm like, how do you expect me to walk around and go to the tip? I'm going to trip. I'm going to get myself caught up in this thing. I haven't seen one of those things since I was a kid. And it really sort of brings it all back into perspective that, okay, this is a period piece. Wow, we didn't have iPhones and we didn't have the internet. Different time.
Absolutely. And so many times when they do a period piece, you'll go back to the 80s or 90s and everybody's wearing neon and leg warmers, and that wasn't quite how it was. I like that this is like the actual reality. Yeah. And this show does a wonderful job of keeping it extremely organic and real. I mean, the wardrobe is phenomenal. They really take pains to make sure that they're getting it right. That it's not a stereotypical image of somebody's memory of what the 90s were, but the actual. I'm going back to Sears catalog and rebuilding pieces from those specific years. Now, Jill, you've had the opportunity to be on some amazing projects like Law and Order and Crossing Jordan, some programs that lasted for many, many seasons. Now this new one, City on a Hill, you're already up to season 3, and it kind of looks like this has some staying power too, doesn't it? I hope so. I mean, it's critically acclaimed, and the strength of the performances is so high, man. So we'll see. I'm like, I hope so. I really hope so, because we seem to keep gaining steam, like the little engine that could. So I really think it could. And come on, Kevin Bacon, please. Exactly, yeah. And another program that's done okay, and another Kevin that's done okay, Kevin Costner and Yellowstone. You got to be on the pilot for that. That's pretty cool. Yes, that was so much fun. Oh, I love that. And it's so beautiful to shoot out there, too. I mean, it's gorgeous. But yeah, that show is a monster hit. They do such a great job on that. Now, most of what we've talked about are television programs, but you've done some movies as well. Do you prefer television over movies? I like them both. To be honest, it's literally whatever I can get. As an actor, it's always a challenge. And there's just a lot more material, especially now, coming out in television, especially in the streaming services. So you've got so many more projects themselves. There's so much more work available to actors all across the spectrum. Just happened to be working on a Marvel film right now in Boston. In fact, I'm leaving on a train after this. I love Marvel films, and that's been a dream of mine, to be honest. But to be honest, I'm always looking for good work. If the writing's great, if the cast is great, that's all you need. I'm just happy to be working. Well, we're excited you took some time to chat with us about it. Again, City on a Hill, Season 3 on Showtime right now. Jill Hennessy has been our guest. Jill, thank you so much for the time today. We really appreciate it. You're so welcome, and thank you. You're a pleasure. Well, thank you very much. Again, season 3 of City on a Hill. It's on Showtime right now. All of the details in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At bettercreditcards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
One of the largest pyramids in the world is a Bass Pro Shop in Memphis, Tennessee. They built it as a giant pyramid.
Oh, that's
funny. And
funny.
it's one of the largest pyramids in the world, which is,
Really?
you wouldn't typically think of that. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Lobsters have clear blood.
Oh, weird.
Bizarre. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Bees actually do have knees. The
It's
expression...
the bee's knees.
Yeah, the expression comes from the fact that they store large buildups of pollen in hairy baskets on their knees.
Hairy baskets.
Yeah, that's the bee's knees. Hairy baskets just sounds funny to me. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Rain contains vitamin B12.
Okay.
So next time it rains, just go open your mouth and, free vitamin B12. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A virus can get a virus.
Oh.
Yeah, you can actually give a virus. So how many masks do you need to wear to get rid of those? I don't know. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
How much do you pay for your wireless phone? Some people spend hundreds of dollars every month for their family. That's crazy! Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for just $15 a month. Not $50, $15. Yeah, $15 a month for premium wireless. It's time for a Mintervention from Mint Mobile. You can keep your same phone number. You may even be able to keep your same phone. Find out now at Mintervention.com. Learn more and sign up today at Mintervention.com. Premium wireless for just $15 a month at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Yay! It's brought to you by Mintervention.com. Heidi, are you ready for a question?
Yes, I am.
If you're average, you have 3 of these, but you probably only use 2 of them if you're average. I will tell you I have far more, and I use almost all of them. What do you think we're talking
Radios.
about? No. Email addresses. Oh. I don't even know how many email addresses I have.
No, you don't.
They do all come to the same place, but every once in a while I get an email, I'm like, do I still have that? I didn't think I even had that. I do have a Hotmail account that I don't use anymore, but I haven't used it for years.
I have a Hotmail account, but I use that just for
spam
like
stuff.
a catch-all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what you got to have them for. All right. The Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way courtesy of Mintervention.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At bettercreditcards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Company has announced plans to build a number of $5 billion resorts around the world shaped like the moon. Canadian company Moon World Resorts plans to include a $198 million replica of the moon. It would have facilities ranging from realistic lunar training to luxury apartments. Their founders see it as an opportunity for people to experience space travel without the cost of actually, space travel. Yeah. They plan to license 4 moon resorts around the world, one in North America, one in Europe, one in the Middle East, North Africa, and then one in Asia.
Would you go to something like this?
It kind of sounds really cool. Listen to this. You don't even know. The multi-level moon structure will contain a lunar surface and colony, as well as 4,000 hotel suites. Those will be above levels containing a theater, potential casino, health spa, businesses and convention center, and restaurants and boutiques. It promises to deliver a dynamic and authentic experience on the planet Earth, available to all, not just a few. They hope to have the first location open in 2027. It sounds out of this world.
It sounds
But it's here.
amazing.
I think it's kind of cool, but it's also a little weird. That's why it's brought to you by, that's why it's your weird news. Brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. I don't recommend you necessarily do these things, but these are some shady ways of saving a few bucks. I've got some today, and I'll share some tomorrow.
Okay.
Like this one. Instead of paying by the hour to park your vehicle, why not drop off your auto at a shop and ask them to rotate your tires? Say, hey, I'll swing by and get it in a few hours. It's actually not a bad idea. So if you're going somewhere where, hey, parking is expensive, I would maybe do an oil change. Take it to a shop. And it's actually kind of a cool idea.
That's not a bad idea.
I don't think that's terrible. It says, if you're hungry between 6 and 8 a.m., you can pop into a busy hotel and get a free breakfast.
Yeah.
I don't recommend that.
That's not
Because if you're not staying there and you're not doing business with them, you shouldn't do that. And one more on the list here. If you break an appliance and you're broke, buy an identical one and then swap it out and say, hey, this one's broken.
That's not okay.
I think you should not do that either. That is not a good idea. All right. See, that's what I'm saying. Some of these are good. Some of these are not.
Mm-hmm.
We have more for tomorrow. It's the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
In good times and not so good times, it's a good idea to be responsible when it comes to spending. At BetterCreditCards.com, we're excited to see our friends like you get a better credit card to fit your needs. Some people like cards with the lowest possible interest rate. Others like cards with no annual fee. And some people like cards with points and perks to take advantage of all the extras available. Whatever you're looking for, we hope you find it at BetterCreditCards.com. Give yourself a little credit. BetterCreditCards.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Groucho Marx is who our quote is from today. He was such a funny guy. Here's his quote. Marriage is the chief cause of divorce. Well, you got me there, Groucho. You sure got that one right. Marriage is the chief cause of divorce. Your quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Wednesday.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news. I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. Take a listen to this. Without the help of a football team, several parents, and a few Cub Scouts, Todd Hagen would still be stuck at home due to a destroyed wooden bridge. Hagen lives in Switzerland County, Indiana.
I actually heard this.
This is
I
really
love
cool.
this story.
Early in September the 3rd, flash flooding caused by heavy rains completely demolished the bridge, which, by the way, is his only connection to a main road. When his grandson's football coach, Ryan Jessup, learned about this, he started making some calls. Called the players and said, hey, can you guys help? About 30 people showed up the very next day. The crew removed and then replaced the wooden planks of a 60-foot bridge in less than 3 hours. Hagen, who wrote everyone who helped a thank you card, made a donation to the team and said it was just amazing to see so many people come together. And he added, I couldn't be more thankful.
Isn't that
How
great?
cool is
What
that?
a great
Now,
story.
I think we might have read this early in September when it first happened. And I don't know if I read it on the air or if I just read it back when it happened.
Yeah, I know that I knew
But it was
the story.
submitted to me, and they're like, hey, you should use this for good news. And then I was thinking, didn't I already use it? Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know.
It's a great story.
Which I do want to say, if you come across good news, something that you think would make people smile, that's what we want. We want to make people smile. We want to make you smile with something positive, something happy, something cheerful. If you come across something like that, you could submit that to us, and I almost guarantee we'll read it. You know, we almost always do. There have been a couple of times where I'm like, oh.
Yeah, we usually do.
But there was a couple where I'm like, I don't know how that's good news. I did respond and say, was this supposed to be good news? It's kind of weird news. But you can submit weird news too. It's all at the bottom of the page at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to The John and Heidi Show.